You know, the AI revolution is happening all around us, right? And it's all built on data. We're talking trillions of data points that are fueling these incredible models changing our world. But what if I told you the entire foundation of this new data economy is, well, fundamentally broken? There's a huge, hidden crack that threatens to slow down all this amazing progress, and that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
It really all comes down to this one question. AI models are generating just astronomical amounts of value. But the data that makes it all possible, the human creativity, the expert knowledge, all that raw information, who actually gets the credit for it? And maybe more importantly, who gets a piece of the pie? Right now, the answer is messy. And for most of the people who actually create that data, it's just deeply unfair.
And look, this isn't just some philosophical thing to debate. It's a real structural problem. The entire infrastructure for how we find, value, and use data for AI is, well, it's a mess. It's fragmented, it's opaque, and it's incredibly inequitable. And this shaky foundation creates three major roadblocks that are holding the whole industry back.
So, first up is the sheer cost and inefficiency. Just think for a second about what it takes to train a top-tier AI. You need mountains, literally mountains of high-quality data. And the process of finding it, cleaning it up, making sure it's even accurate, it's a colossal bottleneck. We're talking millions of dollars, thousands of hours. It's a massive brake on innovation.
Okay, problem number 2, this black box of where data even comes from. A lot of the time, it's basically impossible to trace where the data powering an AI originated. This lack of clear attribution, what the experts call provenance, creates a total minefield. I mean, how do you prove you're following regulations? How can you possibly build ethical, unbiased AI if you can't even verify the source of your most critical ingredient? You can't.
And that leads us to the third big failure of the system we have now. And honestly, this might be the most critical one. The actual people creating all this value, the artists, the writers, the experts annotating images, they're getting completely left behind. Their creativity is fueling these billion-dollar models, but they almost never see a dime of the profits or get to keep any ownership. The value chain is just completely, totally broken.
So if the foundation is so broken, how do you even begin to fix it? Well, there's a project called Codatta that's proposing a whole new blueprint. It's a total reimagining of how our data economy could and should work.
Okay, at the very heart of their solution is this idea of an on-chain knowledge layer. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but the concept is actually pretty revolutionary. It's basically a decentralized system that turns data from just being a raw material into a true digital asset. This means your data becomes something you can actually verifiably own, you can trade it, and you can earn revenue from it. And every one of those transactions is transparently recorded on a blockchain for everyone to see.
This is a huge shift in how we think about this stuff. We move from a world where data is just a commodity to be mined and, frankly, exploited, to a world where data is treated like a property right. It's something that belongs to you, the creator, and it should be shared on your terms, not just taken.
So how does Codatta actually make all this happen? Well, the whole architecture is built on 3 core innovations that all work together in harmony. Let's break it down. First, you have verifiable provenance. By using a blockchain, Codatta creates a permanent, unchangeable record, kind of like a digital birth certificate, for every single piece of data, proving who made it and who owns it. Now that unlocks the second piece, true ownership. The creator, whether they're a person or even another AI, gets to keep the rights to their work. It's not just handed over anymore. And that, finally, opens up the third piece, flexible monetization. This is where you see cool new models like train now, pay later, where developers can use data to build their AI and then share the revenue back with the original data creators once the model is successful. It perfectly aligns everyone's incentives.
So when you put all those pieces together, you get something that's way bigger than just a technical fix. You actually start building a whole new ecosystem where everyone's incentives are lined up and everyone is working together.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. In the old way, you have these opaque supply chains. With the Codatta way, you get transparent attribution. You go from contributor exploitation to actual contributor ownership and rewards. And you swap out rigid pricing for flexible, fair monetization. This isn't just a small step up, it's a complete paradigm shift, changing data from a raw commodity to a protected property right.
And who wins in a system like this? Well, the cool thing is pretty much everyone does. The contributors, the creators, they finally get real, tangible rewards for their work.
The AI developers, they get access to this amazing stream of high-quality, verified data where they know exactly where it came from. And the end buyers, the companies using these AI models, they benefit from a totally transparent and reliable supply chain. It really is a win-win-win. And you know, the impact here is so much bigger than just making a market more efficient. When you build an infrastructure that's based on fairness and transparency from the ground up, you start to directly address the thorniest, most difficult issues in AI today. Suddenly, things like AI ethics, data privacy, and creator compensation, they aren't just afterthoughts. They're baked right into the system's DNA. This is how you get technological progress and human equity to finally move forward together.
So where does all this lead? Well, if a vision like this gets realized, it could really kick off a new, truly collaborative future for artificial intelligence.
This quote just nails the ambition here. It's not about just building a new piece of technology. It's about a fundamental reimagining of how human creativity and machine intelligence can collaborate in systems that are sustainable, fair, and where everyone's incentives are actually aligned. It's a pretty powerful idea.
Which, of course, leaves us with this final massive question. We are building an entire world that's going to be driven by AI, but the rules for that world, they're still being written right now. So could a new model, one based on decentralized ownership, be the key to making sure that our future is not only incredibly powerful, but also equitable? It's definitely a question worth thinking about.